Hi folks, welcome back to Cumbria Homestead. I think it's the 13th, Saturday the 13th of April, and this morning I've got to crack on and try and get this cider pasteurised. So what I'm doing here, I'm just racking off from the lees or the sediment. I don't know if you can see that down there. Just racking into a clean vessel, and of course not forgetting the obligatory taste test. So we've got a bit of a cloudy cider this year. That's fine. I didn't put any pectolase on, so lesson learned. When I come to this autumn, I'll get some pectolase, and that should hopefully resolve any cloudiness issues. But tastes great. Yeah, happy with that. I stopped that, by the way, at 1006, which is why I'm going to pasteurize it, because there's still residual sugar in this, and if I didn't pasteurize it, of course it would run the risk of refermentation and exploding the bottles, well, the bags really. So I'll show you the bags. So this is a 20 litre bagging box bag, if you will. So I've got that in this little plastic tray, and inside we've got this sanitizer. So I'm just doing each one for about probably 10 minutes, so just to make sure that they're sanitized. So when I've got all the bags done, so that's them on here, then we can go ahead and get on with the pasteurisation, and then the boxes are here, so when they're all cooled we can box them up. Right, let's just have a quick walk outside. It's a lovely day, but it was absolutely freezing last night. There was a hard frost last night, which we don't want at all at this time of the year. As you can see, the blossom's coming out. The blossom on the plums has been out for a while now, but the pear blossom is coming out. Looks like we've actually got a hoverfly or a wasp, no, a bee, sorry. It looks frozen. But anyway, the idea that if you get a really bad frost it can damage the blossom, and we don't want that. Look at the espalier grafted into this arm here, so obviously I don't know if you can, if that's coming across well on the camera, but you can see that blossom isn't far from coming out fully, whereas on these arms excuse me, you know, it's a long way behind really. So it's all to do with varieties, isn't it? Anyway, I'll crack on with the cider and I'll bring you back in due course. Okay, so that's the first one in. You forget actually when you haven't done it for a season. I forgot. The rule of thumb here is 75 degrees centigrade for 25 minutes. But I forgot to allow for the temperature of the cold cider. So as you can see there, it's only at 67, so what I need to do is wait till that gets back up to 75 and reset the timer for 25 minutes. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine, but that'll give me time to do the other bags, because I might be a little bit short, although I do have a heap of bottles, as I say. Those under there, they'll be pasteurised as well, so all in all I think I'll be okay. Right, I'll bring you back again when we're near the finishing point. Okay, so just another quick update. So here's the first one that's finished pasteurising, and I've got it outside in this tub just so it can cool down. I tried to make sure that all the hot cider touch, you know, everything, so that hopefully that'll make sure there's no bugs or bacteria or anything in there that could spoil it. As I say, it's fairly cool still today, so hopefully that'll won't take too long to cool down, and then we can get them boxed up. Right, so on with the next one. Right, back again, we're getting a bit nearer. So that's 30 litres. There, bring you back. So we've got into a bit of a system now. What's that, 67? So that's not far away now from getting up to temperature. So once, and then while that's pasteurising, I'm getting another one here filled up ready. I did have a mate made me this out of aluminium, and basically you can slide that over the neck of that bag there and support it, but to be honest with you, I found that it just sits quite well in this bucket without collapsing, as long as you keep an eye on it. Anyway, so we've got that one, that vessel almost done, and then there's 23 litres in that one and about, I don't know, 12 litres in that one or something. So I'll bring you back again when we're a bit nearer. Okay, that's the last 10 litre bag gone in there. So that's the last of it now, going in a 5 litre, and this is the thing that I was talking about before. You can see, or can you see, how it holds it? It just sort of slides under the rim of the whatever part this bit is, where the plug goes into. So I'll show you that, and then I've got the bottles done, ready. You just leave the cap, don't tighten it fully, just leave it loose, and then once it's pasteurised, and tighten them fully, because they've got to go on the side so that the hot juice flushes in the inside of the cap. And by the way, I wear this heavy duty rubber apron when I'm handling the hot bags as well, just in case they burst on me, because I'd get really badly scalded. Right, I'll bring you back when we're finished. Okay, so now we're on the bottles. I've got about, well, there's 18 in there. There's 24 all told, so we'll get these done, then that's the last. I'll just show you outside in a minute. Okay, so there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65 bottles are going to go in there on the sides. 65 plus 18, 83 litres. I'll bring you back in a minute. Well, I've got 4 boxes. They're sufficiently cooled to box them up, and they're just the boxes I've used for last 2 seasons, so this is the 3rd season. And I just used one of these tape guns to retape them up. So the others, I'll have to leave them out to cool a bit longer. I'll go and get these bottles out now, so I'll come back to you in a little while. Right, job done. Been a long day. Good day though. Very satisfying. Feel it's been a really productive day. So that's the 2019 vintage. Ready to go. I've got all the bags done, so the other 2 are just there. So everything's in now safely. So just time to nip down the plot and attend to the watering, because even though it's been cold, it's been very sunny, so I'm pretty sure that everything will need a good watering. So I'll leave it there, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.